Hey there, gang. As you can tell, it's spooky season again, with all the dinosaurs, goblins, ghosts, and demons that go along with it. But remember, we don't always have to run away from the dark things in life. You simply have to accept that your demons are a part of you. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, Kigurumi enjoyers, welcome to Head Games Arena Halloween Edition. My name is Jetterex the Dinosaur, and today we are going to play the darkest archetype that we could think of to celebrate Halloween. And by that, of course, I mean we are playing Monoblack Demon. So we've played this deck before. There's a couple of new upgrades with cards from the Spider-Man set, but mostly it's very, very close to what we have played before. Mostly built around Unholy Annex. This enchantment draws you cards on your end step. If you control a demon, it drains your opponent for 2 life. Otherwise, you just lose 2 life, or you can pay 5 for Ritual Chamber to get a 6/6 black demon creature token with flying. So each side works with the other, obviously. This allows us to play other demons to get that first enchantment side to drain life from our opponent. So 3 copies of Bloodletter of Aquazot, which reads if an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much, so it turns it into 4 damage and 2 life. 3 copies of Demon Wall down here at the bottom, also really just to kind of turn on Unholy Annex, but Demon Wall's actually just a solid blocker. It's a 3/3 Defender Menace if it happens to get a counter, which there are a couple of ways to make that happen in this deck, and then it becomes a very, very meaningful threat at that point. Otherwise, we're just a black mid-range strategy. The new cards that we're playing with, 2 copies of Louis, the Pompous Pillager, just a great way to close out a game and sink all that extra mana there at the end of the game. Terminus of Return is a 2-mana mana rock. It doesn't really do a whole lot else. It really just allows us to play this on 2 and cast some of our amazing 4 drops on 3. 1 copy of Egrix, the Bile Bulwark. This 4/4 Death Touch lifelink creature reads, when it attacks until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library anytime and play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life instead of mana. So it is a Bolus of Citadel on a body. I'm very interested to see if we can actually pull this card off. The difficulty is we don't have any top deck manipulation, so if you hit 2 lands, the ability ends and you're not really getting a whole lot more value, but it's just fun to kind of see if we can make this card work. Speaking of 4 really powerful 4-drops, we've got Elegy Acolyte. This 4/4 for 4 has lifelink, and whenever 1 or more creatures deal damage to your opponent, you draw a card and lose a life. It also gives you a 2/2 robot if you have a void trigger before the end of turn. This is just a fantastic mid-range card. If you're not playing against synergies that block your life gain, this can actually get you caught up on life very, very quickly. We are, of course, playing the Unstoppable Slasher combo with Bloodletter of Aquazots and a whole lot of removal in the bottom end. Duress, Intimidation Tactics, and Deep Cavern Bat to chip away at our opponent's hand, Tragic Trajectory, Bitter Triumph, Shoot the Sheriff, and Archenemy's Charm as mid-game removal. I just want to say Archenemy's Charm is a real standout here because it's harder to play this in multicolor decks, but in Mono Black this really shines. 3 mana to permanently exile a creature or planeswalker is a very, very good rate. It also has some other modes that you could choose, so it's just a very versatile card, and it really helps bring the whole deck together. So that's all for the explanation of the deck. Before we head over into gameplay, I would like to invite everybody to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the deck or what you'd like to see us play before we see a new set here in a couple of weeks. Thank you, as always, for watching. Let's play some Halloween head games. All right, friends, celebrating Halloween the best we know how. Playing Mono Black, demons, and other good Mono Black cards. Solid start. Cecil, removal, Demon Wall. We draw a land and a Unholy Annex, and we are absolutely cooking. We'll start with a Cecil. White and Seam Rip for our opponent. We drew our land. We will get down Demon Wall. Now we want to see Unholy Annex. Phineas for our opponent. We can tragically traject that? That's not right. So this is the Rabbits deck. So far, they haven't been really fast, and if they're not, they can still kind of go wide in a meaningful way. So, just like that. Yeah, the Shoot the Sheriff is no good here. So, I think I do play the Acolyte. I think we're on the, wait and see if we can trick our opponent a little bit. Okay, Mentor is big. Sheltered by Ghost on the Mentor is meaningless. Okay. Do I just do it now? I'm not sure that they have protection spells. And this is a non-outlaw, right? I'm gonna pass. Another Burrow Guard Mentor. Yep. We will remove it. We will pay. We'll get our Acolyte back. Okay. Now, I think we just swing with the Acolyte. If they block with everything, we really... Yeah, I think we've got a decent trick here. That's a decent trick. I gain life. Get a dude. That's enough for our opponent. We got there. A very appropriate name for our Halloween-themed episode today. We're Game 2. We are currently 1-0. We've got another very keepable hand, Cecil to start, Demon Wall, and Archenemy's Charm, although we can't cast this yet. We're still sitting in what feels like a pretty good place. We'll start with a Swamp and our friend Cecil the Dark Knight. Are you Batman? Edge Rover for our opponent. When this dies, each player creates a lander token. Let's see if you want to block. You do not. I think from here we Deep Cavern Bat to see what our opponent is doing and try to slow them down. Tarian's Journal is very interesting. If I take anything other than Bitter Triumph... Yeah, alright. We have to take the removal. Looking for another Swamp. Twitching Doll for our opponent. Does not have reach? Okay. Not great. Yeah. I'm really unhappy with not drawing a land there. We will play a Demon Wall and say go. We really need a fourth land. Twitching Doll number 2. Tarian's Journal. No use for Tarian's Journal. Okay. Feel a little bit better here. So, we're going to get in with Cecil. They're not going to block because they really want to play Viper. Yep. Now we play Unholy Annex, and we need to draw our third land. Third Swamp. No Swamp for us. They've got enough to cast the Viper now. They can just cast the Viper too. They don't need to sacrifice anything to do it. Yep. We are gonna lose 4 life. We get 2 chances to draw a Swamp. Shoot the Sheriff does the trick as well. Yup. Okay, so I've never transformed Cecil before. Now he's a redeemed paladin. You're playing an Oko Rottenmouth deck? That is so cool. Okay. I would love, 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 love. I guess I could just Archenemy's Charm Oko here. I'm just not sure. Okay, when this attack, other attacking creatures gain indestructible. Okay. So my options here... Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we are going to attack Oko with Cecil and your face with the bat. That might have been wrong. Interesting. So now do I take the turn off to save Cecil? Yeah. This might be a mistake. They've got something. I don't know what it is. Oh, they can transform Tarian's Journal. Is that what's holding priority? It might be. What does this do on the backside? Okay. No, I think we're okay here. We've got them down to a low enough life total that if they don't gain some life, I can probably survive a Rotten Mouth attack. This is very cool because Oko's gonna turn in. So yeah, we'll pitch a Deep Cavern Bat.
Finders keepers.
Yep. Yep.
Just try to stop me.
You got it. I think Bloodletter does it. Right? I don't just win. Alright. We got to see them do their trick, which I'm pretty excited about. Are you trading? Okay. Gosh, did I mess that up? So Louis does 5, or Louis does 3. No, that's right. That's it. I just about missed lethal there. So yeah, Louis does 3. The Unholy Annex does the last 2 on my end step. That's it. Oh, we got there. Woo! Almost missed that. Very close. Game 3, friends. Currently 2-0 with Terminus Demons. Just basically mono black demons with a couple of new cards from through the Omenpaths. So we're on the play. Tragic Trajectory isn't as important on turn 1, but we do have Demon Wall into Unholy Annex if we draw a land in our first few draws. We also can deal with something if our opponent decides to be a little aggro. Ghost Vacuum is not as interesting for us, so I'm fairly certain we play Terminus of Return here. This opens up several different options. Maze Mind Tome. So our opponent is 100% on some exile plan. So we will play Elegy Acolyte. pretty cool to play this card above curve. I think we're going to have a hard time against this Orzhov Exile deck because it is really lots of scrying for our opponent here. Lots of looking for answers. They really need to deal with this Acolyte. I mean, it doesn't like bury them in value by any stretch. Here's Ketramos. So the cool thing about Ketramos is that I can kill it with Tragic Trajectory under the right circumstances. So if I play the second Elegy Acolyte, I draw 2 cards, right? Yep. 1, 2. Lands are fine. I will play a land, and that's going to be it for this turn. Steam Rip for our opponent takes the Terminus. Draws our opponent a card. Ooh. I mean, do they just die if I Bloodletter here? Let's find out. I think they do. Bloodletter of Akalazot's still a very good card. On to game 4. Halloween Demons. Halloweendens. Though that's nothing. Hey, there's a new card, folks. There's Louis, Pompous Pillager. There's new cards in this deck, I promise. Okay, Duress into Bat. I mean, honestly, Bat into Acolyte is a decent start. Disruption. Maybe we even play Louis on 3 if it makes sense to. If the field is clear. Duress on 1. Let's see what our opponent is up to. They are on some white-red. There's a Demi of the Silk Shoots, which is a very interesting card. Warleader's Call is the only thing I can take here. They're gonna pass with a Demi open. We'll play a Swamp and play Deep Cavern Bat. They're gonna flash in the Spider. Yep. Gotta take a Nemesis, and we'll say go. They will play the other Nemesis. Yep. Get in for 6. Okay, we will play our 3rd land, and we will play Louis the Pompous Pillager. Dealing 1 damage, we will attack with the bat, gain some life back. Let's see where we are. Hired Claw. Gives a Demi flying. That's pretty good. You gotta give it flying. Yep. Yeah, so we take 6 here. We'll play Elegy Acolyte. So it might just be a Demi here that's holding the priority. We're gonna find out. We'll go back to 14. Draw 2 cards. Just 1, sorry. I forgot about the last game. Or I was still stuck in the last game. It's been a long day, okay? It's hard out here for a dinosaur. Tapped land is very good for us. Yeah, no blocks. You got it, friend. We're not even remotely interested in what you're doing right now. Okay. Let's play our 5th land and get our 2nd bat down. What are they? Oh, I love beating that deck. Well done. We are on game 5 with Halloween Demons, Terminus Demons. We're 4-0 right now. We are on the draw, Tragic Trajectory in our opener, Archenemy's Charm on 3. It's a keepable hand. I'm really happy with the consistency with which this deck gives us keepable hands. We're not hating that at all. Look at our kitty. Oh, you can't see the kitty because my dinosaur face is over the top of it. Plains for our opponent, Authority of the Consoles. We'll play a swamp and say go. So this could mean a number of different things. It's interesting that they're choosing the Final Fantasy art for this. I mean, it's not bad. Points in the comments if you can tell me what Final Fantasy game this picture is from. Yeah. Looking like we're playing... Well, we've seen white and blue mana and an Authority of the Consoles. Very real chance that we're playing against artifacts here. But depends what our opponent does on our end step. Third mana, Simulacrum Synthesizer. Okay. Let's say that we're in trouble. Because I think that we are. Two to the bottom for our opponent. We will play a third swamp, and we will play Unholy Annex and draw an additional card. Next turn, we get to play Bloodletter of Aclazotz and start draining our opponent for a lot. Perilous Snare for our opponent is very good for them. They make a guy. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So we can play Unstoppable Slasher and Cecil and have a decent amount of removal up. I don't hate that. Elegy Acolyte is also interesting here. I think I'm going to go Slasher and Cecil. I forgot about the consoles until I played those creatures, but it wouldn't have mattered. Do they have the 4-mana sorcery, whose name I can't remember right now? Repurposing Bay, so they take the turn off for Repurposing Bay. So here's, I think, what feels like the last opportunity for us to not just die outright. Yep, you gain a life. We attack with Slasher. You have to block. Yep. We kill your other thing. Sawblades takes out Aclazotz. And then Repurposing Bay turns Sawblades into a Perilous Snare and makes you a creature. Make another synthesizer. Okay. Yeah, we just don't have any way to deal with artifacts right now, which puts us in a very disadvantaged position. Yep. We'll make a guy, they'll gain a life. Really? What an interesting choice. Yes, yes, we know that that's happening. I get it. Yeah, I think this feels like a completely lost cause at this point because they have Repurposing Bay and they can just tutor out anything out of their deck that they want to at this point. We are completely outmatched. We had that one last chance and they had the answers, so we're just cooked, I think. Yeah, we're not going to play the rest of this out. Good game. On to game 6 with our Halloween Demons. We are 4-1 right now, having been showed our entire ass by an artifact deck that we cannot do anything about except arrest the start cards out of their hand early in the game. On the draw against Lord knows what. Let's find out. Urban Retreat for our opponent. Let's see what you're doing. Hex of Undeath. Return up to 6 creatures from your graveyard. Oko and negate. It's got to be Oko, right? Yeah. Yeah. We will play a swamp and say go. Third land for our opponent. I don't think that we run the annex into a negate at this point. I actually don't think I don't think it's a good idea. So we will. They don't have a way to activate Kona right now, so I think I'm pretty safe playing an Elegy Acolyte. Our opponent is playing some very interesting jank here, so if they've got the removal for the Acolyte, I'm going to be a little bit sad, but hopefully it's expensive removal. It'll give me the window to play the Unholy Annex. That's what we really want to get down here. Kona's fine. I would have loved to have drawn a... I would love to have drawn a land there. Alright, so let's get this bat down. Gosh, I have no idea. I think it's probably this. I think it's Smuggler's Surprise. It's kind of the most interesting card that they have right now. Okay, so now I would love to not have to... Are they going to trade with my Elegy Acolyte? I think I'm okay if they do. Yeah, I think I'm okay if they do. You want to trade? I don't think that you do. Okay. And then we can just pass. Oh no, I made a mistake. Oh, I made a terrible, 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 terrible mistake. Oh my god. Why did I do that? I let them put the negate up. It was a terrible mistake. Oh my god. I didn't mean to say good game. I was just so torn apart by the mistake I just made. Okay. So can I not die here? Yeah, we just bring it with everybody. They have to block with Kona. So I'm going to gain 5 life. They go to 8. I play Unholy Annex. They have another negate. Am I going to be spared a really embarrassing loss? I gained enough life that Progenitus can't kill me. I gained enough life that Progenitus can't kill me, and the only thing that they get if they hex the undeath Yeah, there was no reason for me not to kill that Kona on my turn. So here's my thinking. Here was why I said to myself I should wait. Is that way, if they try to cast a Kona, or that they draw another one, if I kill this one and they just cast another one, forgetting that they don't have any way to tap it. So my mind was like fixated on this, like, I gotta make sure that I can deal with them. Yep. I will take 10. That's it. Wow. Oh, very lucky for me. Good game. Alright, friends. This is it. Game 7. We've discovered today that Monoblack still can hang. I'm not surprised by that. So this is not a great opening hand, but I do get Terminus on 1 into maybe Bloodletter on 3. Or I'm sorry, Terminus on 2 into Bloodletter on 3. Let's see if we can end up with a very positive result today. We've already had a positive result. Let's see if we can squeak away one more win. Our opponent plays red. Hired Claw for our opponent. So, I gotta be honest, that makes me want to take a turn off and play, or that makes me want to not play Terminus. It makes me want to play Deep Cavern Bat. Because being able to deal with my opponent is doing is very significant. Okay, so lots of removal for our opponent, but not a lot of removal that can deal with Bloodletter. So, let's take Sheltered. We're just going to slow him down. Emberheart Challenger for our opponent. They get in for 4. Yep, we're going to take that. We'll take our turn. We would really, really, really like to draw some action here. So, Terminus of Return for us. Second bat. We're going to take the Plasma Bolt and make you use a Helix on our bats. We'll pack for 1. Third land. Helix here. I think we've lost. They have like just the right amount of removal and threats here, and we do not. Like we have lands in our hand. We need removal or we are in a lot of trouble. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna hold. We're just gonna hold. I want to see if they get greedy. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. 3 damage, 2 more from Hired Claw. We're still in a lot of trouble here. Land, Bolt Wave. 2 more from Hired Claw, and we just lose. Yep. Wow, our opponent played very well. They really did. They had a perfect draw. Played very well. Good game. All right, friends and opponents, how did we do? It got so hot in here that I had to take my dinosaur hat off because, boy, you can only do that for so long before it really starts to wear thin. So the deck did great. It's just as good as it has always been. It's not a top-tier deck because the top-tier decks are just so tricksy and difficult to play around, but this deck has legs and it always will. You can get wins on the ladder with this mono black list. It is actually really solid. I'll be honest and say, of the new additions, the only one I actually really am solidly in favor of is Louis, because it's just a kind of a finisher, and it can also be an early game, get this on the board, get a good block in, and get some life back. For 4 mana, you get a 4/3 with lifelink that does 2 damage that drains your opponent for 2. That's really solid. I think that that's a good rate early in the game. And then at the end, if you got 5 or 6 mana, you're hitting them for 3 or 4 and maybe actually just closing out the game. So I think a couple copies of this is pretty solid. Not convinced that Terminus deserves the spot. The games where I drew it, it didn't make us go so fast that we took over the game. And we definitely saw some games where we drew this and we're like, this is useless. This is doing absolutely nothing, when what we really want is another removal spell. Igrix is cool. I think Gwenom is a really powerful card in other formats like Commander, but I'm not so sure about it for Standard. I would love to see it work. I'm not so sure that this is the shell for it, because you would really love to get this going the turn that it comes out. So a haste enabler would go a long way here towards allowing this creature to really get you a lot more value. So again, the mono black deck list, it's just solid. There's no two ways about it. We ended up with a 5-2 record today on camera. I think I'm going to play a little bit more when I'm done recording, because it's Halloween and I want to have some fun. So thank you as always for tuning in. If you're here at the end of the video, you are an excellent and admirable goblin, and just absolutely the best of the best. Thank you again for watching, and remember, take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel, and check out the last Standard video to find out what happens when Miles Morales joins up with all the best Bant legends.